What's going on, deal makers? Welcome to another video. And if this is your first time here, yo, welcome. My name is Sir Derek. I'm a financier and deal maker. Honestly, it's just a fancy way of saying that I raise and provide capital to companies and I negotiate mergers and acquisitions. So, on today's video, we're going to be looking at how much money an oil well or an oil rig makes and everything. Now, I've done a lot of deals in the oil and gas space, so this right here is my jazz and everything. So I love financing the industry. I love working on these. I love negotiating these particular oil well deals and everything. So I'm interested in see what the guy says, what this guy says, and his channel is his channel is Stephen Hatcher and everything. Don't know the minerals guy and everything. Never ran across his channel. Just thought it would be pretty interesting. And yeah, and with all that being said, hey, let's just jump into the reaction.
How much money does this oil and gas well make? We're here on one of our well locations in Schleicher County, which is in West Texas. This is a well that we bought last March. And I talk on my channel all the times about buying large packages of operated oil and gas properties. And sometimes that can seem a little bit unrelatable. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break the numbers down on this well right here. We're gonna tell you how much revenue it generates and how much cash flow it generates for us every single month.
All right, now y'all. Now before we get into this, hey, the oil and gas industry is a hard industry to be in. It's a very hard industry to be in. So, I'm pretty sure. Now it all depends on the grade of well that he has. Um, you know what that'll determine everything. Also, where he's at. It seems like he's in the Permian Basin and everything. But either way, don't be going out there and trying to buy no oil well when seeing this. It is a very particular industry. You need to have a certain set of skills in order to identify, or at least with a certain set of operations. You need to find people that have a certain set of skills in order to find the proper wells and everything. So just wanted to warn you guys because I know especially Texas got a lot of oil millionaires and people get really excited about that because I'm not sure how deep he's going to get into, but we'll see.
Okay, so last month, this well produced a total of 673 barrels. That means that for the entire month, this well produced on average 22 barrels a day. Now, the first thing that we have to do is we have to take the mineral owner's share right off the top. So on this particular well, we pay the royalty owner about 15% of every barrel that gets produced, right? So that is what we call the mineral owner's royalty. And that's a royalty that we're paying under the terms of an oil and gas lease, which leaves us with about 85% of every barrel that gets produced. That's what we get to keep. So the mineral owner gets their 15%, that comes right off the top, and we get our working interest percentage, which is about 85%. Okay, so how much net get our...
Oh, by the way, um, if you haven't seen, I haven't seen the TV show yet. My brother-in-law says that he absolutely loves Landman. I don't know if it's an HBO show. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure who produces it, but I just saw the name and I thought it was pretty funny.
Our working interest percentage, which is about 85%. Okay, so how much net revenue did this property generate for us on that 673 barrels, right? So total revenue after accounting for what we pay to the mineral owner was $30,283. But it doesn't stop there, right? Because we have a bunch of other expenses that we have to pay before we get to net revenue. Now, the first is the severance tax that we paid to the state of Texas. So I'm showing that we paid almost $3,000 in severance taxes. Now, there are other deductions that we also have to account for gathering and transportation. So what does it cost to take a barrel of oil from this location and get it to market? In this case, the oil from this well is produced to a central tank battery, and a truck is gonna come by once every couple of days, and they're gonna pick up a load and they're gonna take it to market, right? So we have to think about the fees that we're paying to the trucking company, right? That's going to transport that barrel to market. So the next thing that we have to think about are our other expenses, right? And we call these lease operating expenses. And these are direct expenses to us, the operator, associated with the operation of this well. So we have lease operators or pumpers that manage this field for us, and we have to account for their salaries. We also have to pay for the electricity to power this pumping unit and all the pumping units across the field. So we had to move because our little H2S monitors started chirping, and we don't want to screw with that. We had a little bit of a safety moment, so we moved just down the road. We were talking about electricity, right? So electricity to run all these pumping units.
Yes. So for those who don't know what that is, you have a lot of like, because you're pumping gas, and this is a natural gas, and I think he said this is natural gas and a oil, probably crude oil or something like that. And it gives off gas, and that gas can, honestly, it can knock you out. It can honestly knock you out and everything. Now it probably won't kill you, but it could definitely knock you out and everything. I've never known anyone who passed from it, but I do know I've been warned that, hey, this stuff can like make you pass out, and in very fringe cases it can kill you, or it can, blow up and everything. It's more of the blowing up that could kill you and everything. But this right here is definitely an absentee, like no one needs to be on that. It just pumps it, puts it into the tank, and kind of and just kind of goes about it.
Right, is one of the major expenditures that we have on that particular location. We spend about $1,500 a month just to run that pump jack. Now, other expenses that we have, beyond our field labor and electricity include vehicle expenses, the trucks that all of our guys drive. We've got SWD or saltwater disposal expenses. We've also got chemical expenses. So certain chemicals, corrosion inhibitors, and other chemicals that we use in these wells in order to maintain mechanical integrity and make sure that they continue pumping for a long time. There's also replacement of valves, fittings, and piping that happens throughout the field all year long. And none of that includes the expenses that we have whenever the well actually breaks, right? So when we get a rod part or a hole in the tubing or something that needs to be fixed, we have to have a workover crew, bring a rig out here, pull all the rods and tubing out of the well and replace everything so that well can start pumping again, right? So for this particular well, all of our expenses added up to about $5,800 last month. So if we start from the top, we had about $30,000 a month of total revenue from the oil sold from that well. From that, we deduct taxes and other deductions from revenue, and we also have to account for our LOE or lease operating expenses. And that leaves us with net operating income or NOI of $20,507 last month. Now that's an excellent profit that we get from that well, but at the end of the day, there's a whole lot that goes into producing that barrel of oil. So at $20,000 a month of net operating income, how much is that little well worth? Well, when we're out shopping for wells, we typically like to pay 36 months or 3 years of cash flow. So 36 months times 20,507 gives you about 738 grand. So that one little well that we showed you making 20 barrels a day is worth almost $750,000. So if you want to see more content on oil and gas, mineral rights, you want to see more wells like this, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the Minerals Guy channel.
No, good video, good video. So yeah, so that's a great example of how much profit you can make. And again, that's a one whale. I think this is just one whale. I don't know if they have anyone in the same area. They could just have them all over the place and everything. That's a good whale. That's a good whale. But if you do not know what you're doing, you can buy a bad whale where it's producing way less barrels of oil. So that means that either that well's been running for a long time, or it could be in an area where the oil or the I forgot what you actually call it and everything off the top of my head, but it's escaping me at the moment. But where the flow is you have to drop the the piping down further and everything, and that's going to cost you money and stuff like that. So sometimes they might sell, you know, they might sell like the well isn't running dry. It's just like, oh, you got to pull up the all the plumbing and everything in order to extend it and get it down there so that you can get more oil for the next X amount of years and everything. So this right here, no, great video. I'm definitely going to probably subscribe to this guy and everything, and then check out his channel because last year, no, I'm sorry, not last year, earlier this year. No, it actually was last year. I'm sorry. I was actually going to buy an oil well servicing company. Now, was negotiating with the guy and everything. We was trying to do a roll up. I was trying to buy that one, a couple of oil well servicing companies that come in and do the maintenance and things like that. Um, that deal didn't end up going through, but I mean, it was a good business and everything. So great video. Hey, if you ever think about getting in, looking into something that's more passive income, this way is a great opportunity. But again, you have to find you're gonna have to definitely find the right um, people to put in place in order to make sure that the wells that you buy are proper. Or a good investment or good long term investment. Because if you can find you an oil well, or you can find you a piece of land where you can tap into some oil, you can be drawing from that thing for 10, 15, 30, 40 years and everything. But with all that being said, listen, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Please remember to like and subscribe. It truly helps out the channel. Please check out this guy's channel, everything, the mineral guy. And with all that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.